Hello again, this is Kathy and Rosie Vesperina. Last time I did a video, I said that we were going to ride much further up north, but I made a bit of a mistake with that. That's next weekend. So this weekend with my riding friend, who's also on her L's, we decided to head up to the entrance to have lunch. So rather than film this from my home like I usually do, I have filmed it from the meeting point that I meet my friend, which is at Greenpoint Shops. This time I'm also trying a different way of filming. I'm using a camera mount for the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro that goes around your neck, so it's kind of like a necklace mount. Now DJI do their own version of this, and I have purchased that one, but the one I'm trying today is just one that I got off Amazon. And so it has just a small mount. It goes around your neck. It's kind of firmish but movable and moldable into the shape that you want. And so I've attached the camera and just kind of moved it into a position at my chest that seems okay. So this is the first time using it, and the point of view seems similar to the big clamp that I was using for the other videos, but I found that big clamp, the top of the clamp hit the bottom edge of my helmet, and so it was a little bit uncomfortable. So we'll see how this mount goes on this ride today. So far it seems okay. We're heading along the entrance road now up to the big intersection where we go left, and this is the similar route that we've taken before to go to Terrigal, but instead of turning off to Terrigal, we're going to keep going up through Foresters Beach and Baddow Bay. So this is the intersection where you turn right to go to Terrigal, but instead straight ahead for us. It's a beautiful sunny day today, but it's very cold, so I actually have thermals on underneath my bike pants and a long sleeve top, a puffer jacket, and then my motorcycle jacket over the top of that. Lots of layers to keep nice and warm. This area is kind of Wombrel, I think. The lagoon is over to our right. You can't see it on this ride. And I think I've mentioned that area before when we were riding to Terrigal. Not too many people on the road today in this part anyway, so it's a nice, easy ride. I'm still really, really slow on the roundabouts and still a bit nervous, but that's okay. At the end of this week, I have a lesson down in Sydney that I'm going to do. It's kind of a after your L's but before your P's lesson to help you get a bit more confidence and also prepare a little bit for your P's. I won't be able to take Rosie down for that because I can't ride to Sydney. It's a bit too far for me at the moment. I can't ride on the freeway because I can't ride that fast and I would be absolutely petrified. So the lesson has the opportunity to use one of their scooters, which is great. It'll be a little bit smaller than this one, I'm assuming. So now we're heading through Foresters on Rosie. I've come up this way before to have coffee, so my riding friend and I had coffee here a couple of months ago as our first ride together. I've just pulled over here because I've lost line of sight of my friend, so I'm just waiting to see where she is in my rear vision mirrors so that we don't lose each other. Yeah, so we had coffee up here, up on the right a bit further up, which was our first ride together, which went really well. This area is usually 70 kilometres an hour, but because of some road work, the speed limit had dropped down to 60, which makes it a bit easier. Still driving through Foresters Beach. And I think just on the right there is that cafe I mentioned that we went to last time. Very nice coffee, or I don't drink coffee, but very nice tea and very nice munchies. It's really flat in this area, as you can see. Far over to our right is Foresters Beach, which is a lovely beach. Nice and quiet on the road. I think I may be doing 60 along here. I think that's the speed limit, so that's good. I've got my Garmin GPS on Rosie today because I wasn't 100% sure of the route up to the entrance. So I thought I'll pop that on and get used to using it. And it works really well. On our left is kind of like a car alley, so everybody brings their cars here to try and sell them on the weekends. So it's always chock-a-block. If you're looking for a car, this is your place to come. A little wobbly on the roundabouts as always. Well, that one wasn't too bad. I just never seem to quite get the right angle for some reason. It's a bit dark in this section. Now we're heading up through Baddow Bay area. Nice and flat around here as well. Pretty quiet on the road. It's Sunday, so I guess people are already where they want to be for lunch. This is just before lunch because we were heading up to the entrance for lunch. Not too much to see along here, just lots of houses and things and a very quiet road. I found when I was riding today that my face got really cold. Felt like a big draft coming through my helmet onto my cheeks. And when I got home, I realised the vents that are just underneath the visor were open, so that's obviously how the cold air was getting in and making my cheeks numb. So I've closed those for the next ride next week. This is another big roundabout at Baddow Bay. This one's always really busy, as you can see. Just kind of have to wait for the right moment, and there's always two lanes coming around, so it's always just that little bit tricky. Off we go. I remember going around this roundabout years ago when I worked somewhere else, and I actually did a little slide. It was a rainy day, and the back end of the car I was driving at the time did a little slide out, so that roundabout always makes me a little bit nervous because of that. More flatness. Another roundabout to the right at this big roundabout is Shelley Beach, a beautiful little beach. And to the left, if you follow that all the way along, you get to Tuggerah, the big Westfield Tuggerah, and also the junction to turn off to Wyong. Little merge over to the right lane. And we're slowly moving out of Baddow Bay and into Long Jetty. And this is where the traffic got a little bit busier, a little bit more stoppy-starty, slow riding, but it's good practice for the slow riding. My riding buddy is still behind me, which is good. She has a little Honda CB, I think it is 125. It's the same bike that you do your learner's course on here in New South Wales. So that's a little 125 and mine is a 150. So neither of them have a lot of grunt in them, but they do the job. So we're finally come into the entrance. We're going to turn right at this roundabout and it takes you down around to the waterfront area at the entrance. So this is for the lake. The beach is on the other side. But we're not going to the beach today. It's kind of the beach connects to the water inlet. I call it a lake, but it's probably not. It's the water inlet from the beach. I pulled over up here a little bit to wait for my friend because a lot of traffic had got in front of her. But now we're back on the road and we're going to just go right down to the end of this street and then turn right, and we will be at the lake house that we've planned to have our lunch at. Not many cars down this part of town or up this part of town either, which is nice for riding. Almost there now. After looking at the footage, I think that the neck mount is really good. It seems to do the job. I thought it might bounce around too much, but it's great. So here's the lake house on the left-hand side. That's where we're going. But because I was too scared to do a U-turn in the middle of the street, we ended up going up to the end of this street and then turning around. And here we are. We're going to pull over and have some lunch. Thanks for watching. Bye.